Welcome to this second session of Orion Website Basics. And in this session, we're going to focus for a very short time on one of the more important things that you can do when you first log into the Orion technology platform, and that is editing your professional profile. Your profile in Orion is how people are going to see you. When people within the system, somebody in Tampa, Florida is looking for someone in Kansas City, they're going to go into Orion, they're going to do an agent search, and they're going to find you. And they're going to click on you and open up your bio. And if your bio is not complete or unprofessional, they're going to keep looking for somebody to better represent their client. So edit your profile, the first thing you do when you log into Orion, and then we would recommend also that you edit your profile at least once a quarter. Go into your profile, look at it. Is the information up to date? Change out your picture at least every couple of years. Don't have your high school yearbook picture in there when you're 50, 60 years old. And make sure it's a professional picture. So let's get into it now. From your Orion dashboard, anywhere in any tab in Orion, actually, from the dashboard or the Documents tab, you can see this Edit My Profile. From the Properties tab, Edit My Profile. Content tab, Edit My Profile. From anywhere in Orion, you can edit your profile. So the first time you log in, we would strongly encourage you, go up here and click Edit My Profile. When you click on Edit Your Profile, it's going to take you to your personal profile, your profile screen. There's certain information that you can't edit. Your username you can't change. Your company name, the company you're associated with, you can't change. I can change it here. I have administrative rights, but your screen won't look like this. You won't be able to change. There'll be no drop down for you. The branch that you're associated with can't change. You can't change that. And your permission group, you can't change that. So these first four fields you can't do anything about. Now, your permission group and the branch you're associated with can be edited by your Orion company administrator, but it's nothing that you can deal with. Your first name, you can change that. Let's say you were put in there as Mike and you go by Michael, or vice versa. You can go in here and edit this. Maybe they spelled your name wrong. Middle name, middle initial. You know, my middle name is Wayne, but I don't go by Michael Wayne Fields. I generally, when I sign my name, use Michael W. Field, so I just put the W in here. Last name, perhaps they've misspelled it. Perhaps you've recently gotten married and have changed your name, or maybe you are an NFL football player and changed your name to coordinate with your jersey number, like Mr. Ocho Cinco did or has done. But anyway, you can change first initial, first name, middle name, or last name you can change. Specialty. By definition, the word specialize is to narrowly focus in one particular area. So if you specialize in some aspect of commercial real estate, there's a drop down here that you can pick. If you don't specialize, pick none, you're generalist. But if you do specialize in agriculture or healthcare, hotel, motel, office, industrial, retail, whatever, they're all there. Pick a specialty. You know, for 99% of the $1.5 billion worth of deals I've done in my day have been office transactions, and more particularly investment office properties. So the specialty 2 is for a further focus on your specialization. You know, you'll find people in here, they say they specialize in office, industrial, retail, and multifamily. Well, by definition, that's not specialization. So resist the temptation in here to say you're great at everything or great at 4 or 5 things. You know, maybe you are, but pick the thing that you're very, very good at that you specialize in. Professional designations. We have all the commercial real estate professional designations. If we've missed something or there's something new out there that we don't have in here, you send us an email, info@orioncre.com. That's info@orioncre.com, and we can add it if it makes sense. But say you're a CCIM, highlight that. If if you see here it says hold control to select multiple. So let's say you're a CCIM, you're a CPA, you're a counselor of real estate, and you're, let's say, you're a SIOR as well. You can pick all of those, and they'll all show up as designations behind your name. Activity level. You can say you don't use sales, leasing, both, or none. None would obviously be for a staff person, marketing coordinator, someone like that, an unlicensed person in your company that has Orion access for purposes of maintenance issues and things. But if you focus exclusively on selling, click that. If you do leasing, click that. If you do office leasing and sales, click both. So let's say both here. Then the next thing you want to do is click on the Personal tab. On the Personal tab is your address. Now the address that you want to put in here, it would be the address at which you would want to receive business snail mail. In the older version of Orion, this defaulted to your branch address. But we found that a lot of people were, quote unquote, assigned to a certain branch, but they never really went there, and so they wanted a different address. So you can put, whatever address you want to receive business mail here. Again, pay attention to how you spell the city. The state is two letters, all capital, not all capital anywhere else. Email, maybe one of the most important entries in your Orion bio. Make sure this is right. If you forget your password, the forgot password link is determined with your email address. So it's got to be the email address that's in Orion. Orion feeds data to certain websites based on your email address. For example, if you're a CCIM and participate in the CCIM REDX website, Orion can feed your property information data to that website, but only if you're a CCIM and registered there, and the way it verifies that is by your email address. So if you have 5 different email addresses that you use for commercial real estate, I would strongly submit to you that you refine it down to one professional business email address and use that consistently with everything. Mobile phone, home phone, office fax. If you put a phone number in here, it's going to appear in your bio. People will have it. So if you don't want people knowing your home phone number, don't put it in here. Your office phone, if 739-5700 is our main number, and 5740 is my extension, put that in here and that'll show up. Hometown. This is just where you consider home to be. It could be the town you live in. Our company is headquartered here in Tampa, and so everybody knows us as Tampa. But, I don't live in Tampa. I live about 40 miles north of Tampa in St. Leo, Florida. Or you can put where you grew up or whatever. It's not really the most important thing in the world. It's just a little bit of folksiness for your bio. Agent bio. This is, professional. This shouldn't be too folksy. This is commercial real estate exclusive. Remember, Orion is a commercial real estate technology platform. Everybody that's in Orion has some interest in commercial real estate. If you did residential brokerage in the past or doing a little bit now, and you're E-certified and the GRI and all this residential designations and things, that's all wonderful. That's something to be very, very proud of. But Orion isn't the place to highlight that stuff. If I've got a doctor client here in Tampa and he's moving to Kansas City and I need to find a professional up there, so I go into Orion and do a search and I find you and I find your bio and it tells me that you're a GRI and E-certified and a fine home specialist and all that, I think, well, that's all great, but this is, not someone who focuses on commercial real estate, so I'm going to keep looking. So within the bounds of the law and morality and ethics and honesty, obviously you don't want to say things that aren't true. You want to be truthful, but your Orion bio should be commercial real estate focused. If you don't have a lot of experience in commercial real estate, talk about what your focus is. Talk about what you're specializing in. Talk about your team. Talk about the company you're associated with, the sphere of influence in the community, that kind of stuff. And the best way to put your bio in is to put the cursor here and start typing. Everyone wants to copy and paste things from Word and other places, and it comes out looking real Kmart. And I apologize to anybody whose family owns Kmart, but it looks less than professional when you do it that way, because when you copy something from Word and paste it into this HTML web, I don't even know what I'm talking about stuff, there's a lot of internal code that goes with it that messes up when you show it on the internet. So I would strongly submit to you that if you're going to copy and paste it, you copy it from Word, you copy it into Notepad. That will clean it all up. Then you save it, copy it from Notepad, and paste it into your agent bio here, and that'll be a lot cleaner. But the best thing is just put the cursor here and start typing. Type it all the same. Use the default size, use the default font. In the worst case, you can highlight, some things. Don't use a lot of fancy colors and large fonts and different things. Just, bold some things that seem to make sense to you. Talk about your career statistical summary, your professional accomplishments, your experience, areas of specialization, your education. And then at the end, some personal information is applicable as it is accomplishes the point of telling a little bit more about you and giving someone confidence that you're a competent, organized, professional person. So, you don't have to talk about all your kids and how wonderful they are, and then that's all well and good. But I would humbly submit to you that this isn't the place for that. It doesn't add to the level of professionalism that someone would get out of the whole thing. Your birth date, again, the month and the day. There's no year field. The date you were hired with the company, so that can feed into those two lower right-hand areas of your Orion dashboard. And display public. Check this. Make sure this is checked, or no one else is going to find you. And then once you do that, you click Save. And it'll take you to a page that looks like this. Now, in this case, I've already have my picture loaded up in there, but if this were the first time you were in here editing your profile, you wouldn't have a picture there. There'd be a blank here. So to upload the picture, you go click on here, Upload Picture. Again, trying to be very intuitive. There would be nothing here. You would click, Upload File. You'd browse to wherever that was on your hard drive. Double click on it, and it would load up in there. Now, let me go back there real quick. Very, very, very important. The image size you want to put in here is 200 pixels wide at 72 dpi, dots per inch. Now, I don't even know what I just said, to be honest with you, but follow this parameter, because if you don't, one of several things can happen, and they're all bad. One is the picture is going to be huge, and it's going to take forever to load, and it's going to be annoying to people. Or two, it's not going to be a high enough resolution picture that, it may look fine here, but when you get it to this area, it'll be blurry, and it'll look less than professional. So you follow that convention that's there, and you won't have any trouble. Another word on the picture, not to present my picture as an ideal picture by any stretch of the imagination, but the point is when you have your picture done, make it professional. Have a dark suit, navy or black, have a white shirt, a tie with some red in it. If you're a lady, obviously follow some of the same parameters. Don't have a Polaroid taken, sitting at your desk with a big grin on your face or against the white wall of your office or something like that. Have something professional taken. Don't have it just a headshot. Don't have it a full body shot. Have it kind of mid-chest up. You can go to Sears. You can go to Walmart. You can go a lot of places. Tell them what you want. They can give it to you digitally. You don't have to spend a lot of money. We did a whole webinar on professional image and some of that stuff. You can get fancy with it. You can have a makeup person come in and take all the sheen and shine off your face and get your color, consistent and all that stuff. If you want to go to that extent, by all means, it makes the picture look much more professional. But you don't have to do that kind of stuff. At least, though, go somewhere and have a professional picture taken with a dark suit and a white shirt and a tie, comb your hair, get a nice smile on your face, have a nice consistent background, something that's professional, and load it in there. You'll see here I picked all those specializations, and you see here they're showing Michael W. Fields, CCIM, CPA, CRE, SIOR. You'll see it has my office phone with the extension, shows up my fax number, my email address. This is a hyperlink, so if I clicked on that, they could send me an email if they wanted to. My specialty are office investments, sales and leasing, Prudential Commercial Real Estate Tampa Bay. I work out of the Tampa branch, my mobile phone, my hometown, and then you can read my bio. And your bio doesn't necessarily have to be this long or anything, but if it should be something that somebody reads and says, yeah, that's the kind of guy or that's the kind of gal I want to refer my client to. Yeah, this is the kind of person that has the experience I'm looking for. And if you don't have that experience, yeah, this is the kind of person that's a member of a team that I'm interested in referring my client to. I'm going to show you how quick it is to get rid of those designations. So you see how quickly it edits things? And so this is the page that people would see. So it's real important to go in and update your profile, and that should be one of the first things you do when you log into Orion, and do it on a consistent basis. You know, once a quarter, go in and update things like this. It says with 29 years of commercial real estate specialization. Well, if I don't look at this but every 3 years, this is going to be wrong. You know, every year this changes. Career statistical summary. You know, this transaction volume is going to change every year. The clients that I represented, you know, I handled negotiations for, you know, every year this is going to be different. So again, at least on a quarterly basis, go in here and update your bio. So that's your Orion bio, and look forward to seeing you again for our next training session.